A hair-raising attempted robbery in South Africa is caught on camera. While crimes like this seem brazen, they are becoming a common occurrence.
Police are searching for the robbers who stole more than $2 million worth of diamond jewelry in the Bronx. They used a hammer to smash the display cases.
Come in fast, take a gun for me, my head. Then another lady take a knife. I'm Lara scared, I'm Lara scared.
Caught on camera, thief finds a new way to break into a Port St. Lucie home, the doggy door. The woman says she now has a video doorbell, so if there's any activity by the doggy door, she'll see it right away.
Hearing the doggy door with Stella laying next to me, I knew that someone was coming into my house.
Midnight raids on prized livestock, escapades in broad daylight, or unwelcome house break-ins. These cunning thieves have left people terrified for their lives. However, some try to defend their possessions. So let's take a look at what this farmer did when thieves invaded his farm.
People who stole a goat from their vet program. Take a look.
Back in 2019, one late night, 6 men were caught on camera stealing a goat from Central Valley High School farm. The footage showed 2 men pulling the goat over the gate and then trying to load her up in a wheelbarrow. But it didn't leave without a fight. You can see it struggling to free itself, but 6 men were one too many against a poor animal. The school hoped Bella the goat was unharmed and were trying to track it down with the help of the police.
It was all caught on camera. It happened late last night at Central Valley High School.
Dangerous theft. You might think high-speed chases are just for movies. Well, the next clip will make you believe otherwise. This grand theft took place on the Agra-Mumbai highway in India, where thieves on a bike appeared to steal goods from a moving truck. 2 men hanging on the truck managed to free a few packages from the vehicle, then climbed down to join their partner in crime on the bike. You would need a lot of practice to pull off something like that. And there's no knowing how they even got on the truck in the first place. With moves like these, they might just land a role in the next heist movie. Smash and grab. Here's a robbery in broad daylight, carried out as if the man had no care in the world. Watch how this guy violently smashed the window of a jewelry store, grabbing the merchandise on display, joined by an accomplice who held out a bag while the first man stuffed in his loot. Seeing this, someone from inside attempted to lower the mechanical gate, which the men tried to prevent from closing. But they eventually realized they had already gotten too lucky and fled with their stolen goods. Following the incident, the police announced the arrest of a 28-year-old Bronx man, who was charged with 3 other similar incidents. Sports car robbery. Get ready to witness a heist so fast that it will give Dominic Toretto a run for his money. A security camera in a Kentucky dealership caught thieves stealing not 1 or 2, but 6 sports cars. The theft was so well organized that it took the men only 45 seconds to get in the car and drive away, leaving everyone stunned. The video showed the guys replacing the nameplates of the cars, who then got in and sped away, leaving the dealership furious. But their dream car days didn't last long, as police eventually recovered 5 of the cars, but no sign of the 6th one. $1 million diamonds.
Police are searching for the robbers who stole more than $2 million worth of diamond jewelry in the Bronx.
A startling robbery took place in Bronx County last year, where more than $2 million worth of diamond jewelry was stolen. The footage showed 2 guys being buzzed in by an employee, who then also let in the last one. With their faces completely covered, they hurriedly smashed the display cases with a hammer and put the high-end diamond jewelry in bags before escaping on foot. Investigations were still underway, with no solid lead in sight. It's your sign to run a background check on your employees.
They used a hammer to smash the display cases. Police say the suspects put the high-end diamond jewelry in bags and escaped on foot.
Phone snatcher. Have you ever wondered why thieves usually target women? Well, it could be because it's thought that they won't put up too much of a fight. This man here seemed to have similar plans when he pounced on a lady who was returning from the bank, trying to snatch her cell phone. But he couldn't have predicted what happened next. The woman held on fast to her phone and then gave him a pounding. Finally giving up, he took off with his tail between his legs. That's what happens when you pick a fight with the wrong guy or a lady. Failed robbery. Until now, we've seen some successful robberies. So let's have a look at one that went terribly wrong. This guy walked into the phone store with every intention of stealing merchandise. As the shopkeeper was showing him stuff, he instantly grabbed it all and made the run for it, only to be met with a self-locking door. I don't know about you, but I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. The guy's fleeing demeanor instantly changed, and he began blaming some other guy waiting out. Hopefully, the shop owner called the police and got the guy arrested. Bicycle burglar. Here's a guy who had the bright idea of stealing a bike from a police station. Casually strolling inside the Gladstone station in Oregon, the man stooped over the bicycle and tried to free it from the rack using his equipment. Little did he know the policemen were watching all the while he was busy with breaking the cycle's lock. And after they were done munching on their donuts and maybe having a bit of a laugh, they came out and arrested the guy on the spot before he even had a chance to get away. ATM robbery. A surveillance camera in Shelbyville caught two men red-handed robbing an ATM machine. The footage showed the individuals prying open the machine with a crowbar, attaching a chain to it, and using a truck to pull it out. The machine was completely torn apart, revealing the loot inside, which they quickly stuffed into a bag before running off. The people who watched the video were convinced this was not the duo's first time robbing an ATM. Noting how well rehearsed their actions seemed, I wonder how many ATMs they have robbed to become this experienced. Apple Store robbery. Take a look at this insane robbery caught on camera. 4 men were seen entering an Apple store in California. They appeared calm at first, but then suddenly broke into a run, scrambling to get their hands on as many devices as they could, leaving shoppers staring in shock, trying to make sense of the chaos. After looting to their heart's content, they appeared to struggle against a security guard before successfully fleeing the scene. The authorities reported that the men managed to rip off $2,700 worth of electronics from the store. Failed ATM steal.
Thieves ram a stolen pickup truck through the doors of a shopping center in Queensland, Australia.
Why bother robbing an ATM machine when you can just take it with you? These guys found an easier way to make a living when they rammed a pickup truck through the glass doors of a shopping center in Queensland, Australia. After crashing in, movie style, they tied a strap around the freestanding ATM and attempted to drive off with it. When that failed, they reversed the car, knocking the machine over. You would think after so much effort they would cash in on the treasure, but being unable to load it in, they drove off empty-handed.
The surveillance video shows the vehicle crashing into the center before 2 men tie a strap around the freestanding ATM.
Cow stealing. Welcome to How to Steal a Cow Within 60 Seconds 101. And luckily enough, we've got this guy for demonstration. First, you need to have a car. Even a small car will do. Then drive up to an unattended farm. Look around, for safety measures. And when the cow itself walks up to you, you've got the green light. Now, do your best to push the cow in your back seat. Remember, you need to be quick. Time's probably running out. As soon as the cow is strapped in, don't look back and run away, and you have got yourself a brand new adult cow. Guard dogs. This is your sign to get a guard dog for your house. As this robber entered the house by climbing the wall, he was instantly faced with the family dog. At first, he tried to take control by trying to shoo away the dog, but the trained dog didn't fall for it and scared the living daylights out of the guy. And to get away, he got out the same way he had entered. Here's another clip of an intruder that had entered the front yard of a house but was stopped by the dog. And then something you would expect the least in this situation happened. Apparently, the guy befriended the dog and got into a dance battle. The family was alerted by all the commotion, but the guy seemed too occupied to make the run. Break-in. This guy knocking on the door might have made the biggest mistake, making eye contact with the camera. He's actually trying to break into this home in San Diego. And believe me when I tell you breaking in through the door is for the boring. Have a look at what this guy did. Taking his jacket off, he squeezed through the small doggy door.
I was in awe that a man could physically put his body through that door.
The homeowner got alerts about someone at the front door and then in the backyard. Realizing the intruder was coming through the doggy door, she made loud noises and let her guard dog chase him away.
She's a wonderful companion. She is a protector, first and foremost.
Fortunately, the woman was trained in self-defense and made the intruder quickly flee. Attempted invasion.
Whittier family survives an alarming close call with criminals who attempted to invade their home.
In Whittier, California, a family had a very bizarre encounter when 3 people wearing surgical masks and hoodies pretending to be gas company workers tried to enter a home. Seeing their strange demeanor, the homeowners got suspicious and didn't let them in, and they went away. A few seconds later, the couple came out to make sure they were gone, and that's when chaos broke loose. The guys turned back around this time with weapons pulled out. The couple ran back to the house and quickly called 911. This time, the intruders escaped for good. The family posted the video online to warn their neighbors to be extra alert. Fastest steal. After watching this clip, you'll never leave your car unlocked again. A security camera caught the fastest steal you have ever seen. A guy appeared to be skipping along the driveway, trying the doors of 2 cars before he reached the 3rd one in the front. To his merry surprise, the car was unlocked. Seizing the opportunity, he got in the car and drove away. His nonchalant behavior surprised a lot of viewers, who couldn't understand why anyone would leave their car unlocked with the keys inside. Brazen theft.
Thieves leaving a Walmart employee shocked and confused here. Cameras capturing that whole scene in Winter Haven.
Winter Haven police were shocked when they saw this surveillance video revealing an entitled couple walking a cart full of stuff right past a pleading store employee. The buggy was loaded with pots and pans and even an inflatable pool. When the receipt checker asked to check their receipts, the couple ignored him and shamelessly took off with their stolen goods. The employee even appeared to call out to the woman, who in response waved her fist at him angrily. Way to make an entitled theft. Here's another CCTV footage of a similar incident in Spinnymore. A man appeared to boldly walk away with a trolley filled with booze, but he got caught right away while exiting the store. An employee, realizing he hadn't paid for his groceries, snatched his trolley away. The 40-year-old immediately abandoned the buggy and fled the scene. Later on, he was sentenced to 12 weeks in prison. Inside job. A surveillance camera at Miami International Airport caught TSA officers stealing from passengers. The footage appeared to show Officer Joseph Gonzalez and Williams going through a black bag at the security checkpoint. Gonzalez was captured sneakily taking something from the bin and pocketing it. In another clip, he was also seen removing something from a bag, setting it aside and then taking it out of the bin just before the luggage went for screening. Both Williams and Gonzalez were arrested, accused of stealing hundreds of dollars. Cow thieves.
They're people who were organized, he says. They came in a group.
A cattle farm with not a single animal in sight. Looks like this place was hit by an apocalypse. But the truth was something that left this Quebec farm owner completely lost for words. His entire herd of cows was actually stolen. On his morning rounds, he noticed the gate was closed differently and tire tracks in the mud. Heading straight into the backfield, he found that all 75 of his cows were gone without a trace. The owner thought the thieves herded the cattle out into the fields and then hauled them into a truck, leaving the farm owner with a staggering loss of $200,000.
Now, it is a massive loss, likely about $200,000, and they weren't insured. It didn't seem necessary.
Copper thieves.
Watch as this group of 4 men approach the DTE energy truck on Detroit's west side.
Copper theft has been on the rise since 2006, and Detroit experienced the worst surge with 41 incidents in only 4 months. A camera caught 4 men approaching the DTE energy truck. They hopped on the vehicle, grabbed coils of copper wire, and took off, all within a matter of seconds. But what this brazen group didn't realize was that they were being filmed, not only from down the street, but also from inside the truck. To catch the thieves, the DTE experts installed a GPS device in the wires and tracked them down to this scrapyard. You have to admit, that's a genius plan.
Real crazy, and sometimes they'll circle the block, you can see.
Gone cat.
My dad takes a nap and my dad goes to sleep. He has to get Kiki on the bed with him. I just heard her crying, it's like a family member, is gone.
In North Portland, a family's cat was stolen right off their front porch. The footage caught on camera showed Kiki lounging on the porch when this lady walked up to her. At first, the woman tried to lure her out of the porch, but when Kiki didn't budge, she just picked up the poor feline and took off with him, leaving this human family heartbroken. They have been desperately searching for the cat and hoped that he was safe.
What you did was really wrong. You took someone's family member. You took someone's love and joy.
Pet steal.
A Little Rock family heartbroken after a thief opened the gate to their backyard and took off with their dog.
A family was left heartbroken when a thief broke into their property and took off with their dog. The footage from their surveillance camera showed a woman walking into the backyard of the house and dragging the dog away with a rope. This whole ordeal unfolded in broad daylight. The family expressed their shock at this stranger, wondering how could anyone just walk right into your place and take your pet. They were also worried and hoped the strange lady did not hurt the dog. Jewelry gone. Next up on the list is a theft that will leave you rubbing your eyes in disbelief. A man's expert stealing tactics helped him to get away with $10,000 worth of jewelry. Watch how he pulled it off without anyone noticing. Taking a ring from the tray, he checked it out and then appeared to put it back. But if we back up a little, what he actually did was clench the real piece of jewelry in his fist and replace it with a decoy. The store employees didn't realize the rings had been switched until an inventory check the next day. By then, the thief was long gone, leaving behind a baffled staff and a huge loss. House break-in. A family was left traumatized when a thief barged into their house and stole several valuables. Moments after the homeowner left, a man was seen sneaking up to the house. He even looked up at the camera while loitering outside the front door. Then he went back to the back of the house, waving his hands before making his way back to the front again and violently kicking down the door. The crook then reappeared at the door, stuffing the stolen items in a bag that he also stole. All of this happened during the day in broad daylight, leaving the family shaken up and feeling violated. Instant cash. You would think a card is needed to get instant cash out of an ATM, but Wang from China seemed to have made his own rules. Inspired by movies, Wang tried to rob ATMs by pouring drinks into them, hoping they would malfunction and spit out cash. Instead, he caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to the machines. He repeated this with 2 other ATMs before police could arrive. Using the ATM camera footage, authorities tracked him down, and during his arrest, he tried to act innocent and unsuccessfully tried to blame his twin brother. You know, the good old evil twins story. However, Wang was detained and further investigation was underway. Failed invasion. Have a look at this strange clip captured on an indoor CCTV camera. A guy was seen fumbling with the window from outside and was able to unlock it with its tool, but instantly became a deer caught in the headlights. Seeing the camera recording his face, he decided to abort his mission nighttime invasion and left the window open. Did this guy realize that he was captured on camera? I hope he got caught before he could break into another house. Phone repair robbers. If you ever decide to rob a store, I suggest you invest in some reliable disguise. And here we have a perfect example of this. A robbery suspect from Miami Gardens, Florida, was clearly setting himself up for getting caught when he broke into a phone repair shop wearing a cardboard box on his head. Breaking the glass display, he grabbed a bunch of phones worth around $115,000 while wearing the box. But his makeshift mask didn't last long. As he couldn't see well, he took off the box, revealing his face to the security cameras. With his identity exposed, police quickly identified and arrested him. That's because the guy left very little mystery to solve the case. Stolen safe. Stealing in the middle of the night didn't go as planned for these guys when they ended up on the news. 3 burglars were seen getting off a black pickup truck holding metal tools. They were seen repeatedly going back and forth from the truck with various tools and eventually appeared with a large heavy safe and loaded it onto the truck bed and drove away. As their faces were masked, police weren't able to identify them. However, a reward was put up for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. Store theft. In May 2022, 2 guys entered an Ulta beauty store in Exton, Pennsylvania. After finding the coast clear, they started filling their bags with perfume. And with all the hurry they seemed to be in, I don't think they were going to pay for it. But much to their surprise, their ride was already waiting outside for them. Police had gotten a tip about their vehicle that was linked to previous Ulta store thefts. When confronted by the officers, they attempted to get away, but were quickly taken into custody and faced multiple charges. Shoplifting on record. These women were about to make a name for themselves. Looking through the racks of a clothing store in Corpus Christi, Texas, 2 women were caught shoplifting on record. After picking up the pieces, one ducked down behind a jeans aisle and put the clothes in her bag, while the other stood guard. The store owner posted the footage online so someone could identify them, and a police report was also filed against them. So what do you think? Were these few pieces of clothing worth being on the news channel with a thief label? Let me know in the comments. Pharmacy burglary.
Pharmacy burglars who were caught on camera. This surveillance video was recorded. You can see one of the suspects grabbing bottle after bottle of prescription drugs right off the shelf.
A couple years back, 3 guys robbing a pharmacy on Jacksonville's north side were caught on surveillance video. 2 of them were out, standing guard, while the other one inside the store did his job in record time, filling his bags by grabbing prescription drugs from shelves. The entire burglary took only about 30 seconds from the start to escaping the scene. Suspects came prepared with large bags. And see how he ripped off a cabinet door's hinge to access drugs? The store owner filed a report to the police, who were investigating the case. Breaking into house.
Thieves caught breaking into a home in the middle of the day.
A homeowner in southeast Houston was in for quite a surprise when he came back home and found his house had been broken into in broad daylight. Caught on the surveillance camera, 2 guys were seen breaking in by jumping the wooden fence and used a rock to break the door to get in. Interestingly, the home had been robbed a few months back. They took jewelry, a laptop, cell phone, and a ring. The homeowner felt unsafe due to repeated break-ins, and rightfully so. Can you imagine being robbed twice? I would have left the first time. Shoplifter.
Caught on camera loading up her shopping cart with stolen items at a Target store.
This woman you see casually pushing a trolley out of the store is actually a thief trying to get away with almost $2,000 worth of electronics. She tried to sneak away without paying, but the store workers noticed her and found out that she had done it before and quickly called the police. Not giving up easily, she tried to escape in a car but got caught after a chase. Now she was facing charges for stealing, driving with an expired license. Chainsaw in pants. Hiding stuff under clothes sounds quite childish, but this exact act became the reason for this poor guy's arrest. Entering a construction tool store, he had his sights set on something, a chainsaw. Rather than hiding the chainsaw discreetly, he awkwardly hides it under his clothes. The guy managed to slide the sharp part into his trousers and the heavy motor under his t-shirt. Quite a figure he would have gotten. After stealing the chainsaw, he tried to get away on a bike. That, I dare say, was also from the parking lot. Police officers nearby noticed his suspicious behavior and tracked him down, and he eventually got arrested. Bike thief. If you think golden retrievers are not good guard dogs, well, you would be right. Have a look at this CCTV footage recorded in a San Diego garage, where a guy had invaded the house and was now in the garage trying to steal a bicycle. But his robbery was interrupted by a jolly golden retriever. The owner probably left it out there so it could stand guard. But the dog seemed to have made friends with the robber. After petting the furry friend for a while, the guy took off with the bicycle worth around $1,300. Looks like the dog's in for an earful. Parcel stealer. Don't we all hate it when our parcels don't arrive on time? Well, it looks like the wait for these residents will be excruciatingly long, or maybe even endless. CCTV footage from a home security camera caught a man casually walking up to the front door and taking their packages. And this wasn't an isolated incident. It looked like he was on a robbing spree, hitting 3 more houses to grab their deliveries, as if he had planned to dedicate this day to thieving.
Is the same man taking packages from 2 buildings in the 700 block?
Red sack delivery. Clowns are already creepy enough. I don't think we need them to approach our houses in the middle of the night. This clip has been going around on the internet and no one has an explanation for it. Apparently, a clown walked up the stairs to a house, pulling a blood-red sack with him. Out of nowhere, he dropped the sack out on the front door, looked around the house, made eerie eye contact with the camera, and then picked up his sack and walked away. What he wanted is still unknown, but the homeowner was surely creeped out. It seems these scary clowns were all over the place a couple years back, showing up everywhere, scaring the residents. Police investigation revealed it was the result of the Halloween craze. They even arrested many who were causing unnecessary chaos. A50.
I've been out here waiting to see what I come up with.
A home ring camera caught something terrifying. This strange guy approached the door and started asking for a $50. He probably meant $50. He seemed pretty scared with unblinking eyes wide open and unnaturally moving jaw. The homeowner was sure he was under the influence. He tried to creep out the camera saying it's not too late, but the owner neither opened the door nor did they give him the $50 he so desperately wanted. But I do hope they called the police on him.
Man, when you off this, it ain't never too late.
Witch at door. A ring camera is usually installed as a safety measure to keep track of any robbery or invasion. However, this ring camera caught something extremely unexpected. Walking up the stairs of a house was this figure that looked eerily similar to a witch, with huge eyes covering half its face and no other apparent facial feature. The family had no idea who it was. After standing there doing this strange wiggling movement with her long fingers, she disappeared back into the night. insurance scam. You know how people have car insurance? And sometimes when they're in need of some money, they try a scam to get the insurance money. Something like this happened here. When a guy was driving his car and out of nowhere, another car emerged from behind, slightly bumping into him. After driving ahead for a few minutes, the woman realized she wasn't happy about the bump and got out of the car, saying that the guy hit her.
You moved into my lane and hit me. I got you on dash cam.
But he held his ground, saying he had it on his dash camera. And when the woman confirmed he truly did have a dash cam, she backed away, knowing it wouldn't be a great incident for an insurance scam.
You moved into my lane and hit me. I got you on dash cam.
Gatorade Man. A habitual thief was known for looting a local convenience store. He would appear every other week, barge in through the door and snatch snacks and a couple drinks off the shelf and then walk out like nothing happened. The shop owner decided not to resist to avoid any kind of violence. But one of the employees made up his mind to catch the culprit and trap the thief inside during his latest stealing spree. Afraid to get caught, the stealer tried kicking the door open and was able to escape this time around as well. Frustrated by the continuous thefts, the store owner sought help from a neighbor, and eventually the thief apologized and concluded his theft saga. Barcelona thief. An on-record interview on a Barcelona beach captured more than just this guy talking. A guy was standing near his bag when suddenly a guy appeared who didn't notice the camera, put the stuff down and took the bag with him. And when the owner of the bag came around and didn't find his bag, he started panicking. But don't worry, the police were able to identify the culprit from the interview footage and return the bag to its rightful owner. Although it's crazy to see how comfortable these people are stealing stuff. Carjacked.
She jumps on the hood of her SUV and holds on tight.
At first glance, you might think that this woman jumping on the hood of a car has lost her mind. Actually, this was a case of carjacking. The woman is the owner trying to save her vehicle. Let's rewind the footage to the beginning. The woman was filling up her gas tank when a black car pulled up and a man suddenly got into her driver's seat. But she wasn't having any of it and quickly jumped into action by hopping on her car to stop him. She successfully saved her car as the man eventually got out and fled in the same black car he arrived in.
My first reaction was, this is not happening to me today. I just hopped up.
Open discussion. This picture circulating online was captured in a very bizarre robbery attempt on an Ariarius Fram in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Here you can see a group of masked guys dressed in black sneaking up to a farm. But their plans of robbery were cut short when they found out the farm owner was already aware of their unannounced arrival. The farmer defended his grounds and quickly informed the police, so the robbers had to abort their mission and back off. Hats off to the farmer, who did all in his power to keep his farm safe. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.